So welcome to Sweet to Be a Woman. This is my friend Renee Hunt that I am speaking to today. And Renee is the owner and CEO of Lester Fitness and Lifestyle. You are a nutritionalist, and tell me more about everything that you do.
Sure, absolutely. Well, my official title is Healthy Eating and Weight Loss Coach. And I've also been a group fitness instructor for 20 years now, which is very hard to believe. And I also do a lot of one-on-one here in my home gym, actually.
Oh, at your house?
Yes.
Really?
You
Okay.
can see behind me, yes, I was just, I moved down to the basement to have this chat with you because my office right at the moment is being occupied and busy. So pretty much, with the computer, you can work from anywhere. So it worked really good today.
Yeah. You know what? The reason I called you is because I started a campaign called Boss Up and Change Your Life. And it's ultimately Sweet to Be a Woman. I take people, kind of women, through a journey of, where their life is now and where they want it to be. And there's different things in our lives that need tweaking. And often women, for the last 2 years, women want to start with a quick result. They want to have something tangible. And often when we go through a series of questionnaires, a lot of them are very down on themselves, their physical appearance, their weight, how they feel about themselves. And that contributes to their lack of energy and their lack of drive. So what we usually end up doing is immediately we do a little kickstart to get them almost believing themselves and loving themselves and understanding the value that their energy brings into their life, like how valuable it is to take care of yourself, because like they say, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy, right? So it's about mama getting some attention, and then on the knowing that this energy is going to fuel the other parts of her life. So we always do a little kickstart to energy and self-care, and then
Love
we
it.
go into everything else. And that's, that affects parenting, our marriages, our careers, everything, because when we have no energy, everything takes a beating. So I called you up because I know that you do a really great, like you're doing an online program, you're working one-on-one with people. And I just have some really straightforward questions that just I've been asked. And even though I have the generic answer, it would be better coming from, professional.
Sure. Well, I'm really super happy to be here, and I'm glad that you thought of me and have taken the time to spend with me today.
Thanks. Um, Super simple eating habits. Okay, do you recommend that women, so now let's actually bring this into the women at 40 years old plus, okay? Because, well, I should ask, is there a difference of eating plans between 40 plus and under 40?
There can be, yes. Oftentimes it depends, how active a person is, which will
Mm,
depend on portion sizes for the day, of course.
okay.
Um, but even before we get to that, and I hope I'm not jumping ahead of you, that I think that you had really hit it, the nail on the head in terms of, habits.
Mm,
And so many of my women that come in, you said they want something right away. They want something, that tangible change, like right away.
right.
And so, quite often in the past, I would give women, the meal plan that they were looking for, and that they were hoping that, that would be the catalyst for their change. And I would have women who would come in and, they could do that meal plan that worked for them. But 95% of the time, the women didn't follow the meal plan, and then would get really frustrated and falling back into that cycle of not being happy with themselves because they couldn't follow that plan.
Mm,
So what I do is I take it a step back even, and we look at it in terms of habits. And eating well, eating healthy is actually a habit. And so we really, really, really break it down into baby steps, working on those habits before we even get into, the meal plan. That
right.
might have given you a little bit more than you wanted there, but
No, actually, that's great. I really do appreciate that take on it too, because when I was going through this and started, researching different things, the one thing that I didn't want to do is tell anybody that they have to be on keto or Atkins or any of those things. What I found is doable, and maybe this is because after a certain age, you've done them all, and it's now you realize they're all great. They all give you a kickstart. They can all be very effective, but is it real for me to continue longevity, right? So this whole Boss Up and Change Your Life, it has to be a doable plan. It's incorporating, like you said, different habits, different eating styles, so that you just, you can do, it's doable. It's longevity, just changing certain things each week or daily or whatever it is. Go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I get that question so much. Was keto the best diet? Should I go paleo, high
Yeah,
fat, low carb? What should it be? There's so much information out there. Like, it can be so overwhelming, right? You don't even know where to begin. So, and you're right, there is lots of evidence out there, lots of research on, people being able to lose weight on this style of diet while other people lost weight on this style of diet and this style of diet. So the research is there, but any type of diet, if we want to use that word, will work. But really, it comes down to, what are you able to maintain?
right,
And quite often, if we go like really strict, really hard, and yes, we're able to lose whatever might be the 20, 25 pounds, the real key is, can you maintain? You've hit it right on the head. Can you maintain that? And if you can't, then that is not the road to go down.
right.
I like to say that slow and steady, that's what's going to win the long game, not a quick overnight, that's something that you can't maintain in the end.
Right. And I like how you clarified it's not necessarily worrying about the age per se, because yes, our bodies do change, and there are things to take into consideration there. But if you make it about activity, then it doesn't. Then I can have to change my story, right? Because to me, I always think, well, like I hit 40 and all of a sudden I can't just, go on a lemonade diet for 3 days and lose, 15 pounds, right? Like now it's, wait a minute, like why isn't this shedding? But it's not just about the age. It is also maybe even a drop in activity, schedules your kids, you just, just different priorities or whatever it is. But I like the shift, taking out the age, which is now something I can't do about, and making it about activity. I like that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And there's so many other factors that come into play when it comes to, activity. But
Mhm.
one of the areas that I really like to tell and remind my people about is that in this day and age, we have to make a point of being active.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, in our grandfathers and great grandfathers' day, they would have looked at us and thought of an exercise class as really odd. Why do you need to exercise when you're already so active?
Right.
But nowadays, right, our whole life is set up to be easy and inactive. You don't even have to get off the couch to change the channel or to
Right.
even adjust your blinds if you have on remote control. So I tell my people nowadays, being active, being physically healthy is difficult. It is. Let's just call it out. It's very difficult, and we have to schedule it into our day. We have to make it a point of our day, particularly those of us who have office jobs,
Mhm.
and particularly those people who now need to commute.
Right.
45 minutes to your job. You work all day in a sitting job. Now you got to commute 45 minutes home.
Right.
So the our amount of activity is way, way, way down. And so, yes, needing to adjust our intake to match our outtake
Mm.
is quite important, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Um, so you are starting a new program. It's called Lean and Less, correct? I
Correct.
really want to hear about this because I do love I like the reality of this. I love that, we've had lots of talks in the past as well, just about healthy lifestyle, habit changes, stuff like that. And I really do like this approach going forward. My husband and I are, eating cleaner, removing certain things that we know are bad for our bodies out of our diet. Not that we're following a specific, like
Plan.
label branded, diet, but
Absolutely.
rather
Yep.
just eliminating certain things because we know it's poison to our bodies, and rather trying to add the things that actually fuel us. Like that's more a mentality. So, and I know that that's, you always, you know, we've gone out to eat together. I know you are a good, clean eater, but you still like to, you know, have your lifestyle too.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
is that kind of what Lean and Less is about, like that?
Hmm. Well, my Lean and Less program actually stems from my work with women mostly, and with my age group of women that I work with, which is about 40 to 55.
Mm-hmm.
What I found was many of those women would come in, and there would be two scenarios. There would be, all they do is cardiovascular training, which, let's give everybody a pat on the back for doing cardiovascular training because it's awesome. We need that. And or the other thing would be they are doing nothing and don't even know where to begin. They've heard that maybe they should do some weight training, but they don't know where to begin.
Okay.
So what would happen in my sessions when what we're dealing with nutrition is, ultimately we would start to talk about exercise programming, and I would ask them about, you tell me that you want to change your body composition, so you want to lose body fat, tick. You want to lean up, tick. Do you want to gain lean muscle mass? X. They would put no. They don't want to.
Right.
So for me, it was okay. I need to do some gentle educating here on the benefits of having, muscle, developing muscle in the female body. And
Okay.
most women were very they have this idea that they're going to turn into like a Russian bodybuilder or
Right.
something like that. They're very nervous, or they're about doing anything with lifting weights, and really it's quite daunting. They don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
So that was how Lean and Less came to. That's the kind of the heart of it, where it began.
Right.
And I love to tell people that you don't need to spend hours in the gym.
Mm.
I think so many people think that that's what they need to do. And when I tell people that, for my routine, I'm in and out, after I do a warm up, I try to hit, 25 minutes and
Mhm.
I'm done. I
Right.
don't want to spend an hour and a half in the gym. I don't want anybody to spend an hour and a half in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's instead bringing it down, getting into the right range of, weight, lifting the correct amount of weight,
Right.
and getting in and out, and instead being more consistent rather than being inconsistent, and then having a Saturday where now you feel like you need to spend 2 hours doing
Right.
a workout sort of thing.
So how many days do you recommend that they would be going to a fitness facility or that kind of a routine?
Well, with my program, I first of all really like to point out that um, I, I encourage women, if they're comfortable and able and have that around them, is to work out at home.
Right.
And that's part of the program, is you can do one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I find that being able to work out at home is just so convenient. You don't have to go and start the vehicle and scrape the snow and all those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of women are very uncomfortable in a gym setting. So my program teaches them how to lift properly, how to determine the proper weight. But again, getting back to the number of times in a week, would we also start out really slow in this, in terms of, I compare it to people who are starting a nutrition program or starting start lifestyle, getting healthy exercise program. I like to compare it to somebody, if you have a loved one, you have a child or a spouse, and they decide that they want to learn guitar, for
Right.
example, and they decide, okay, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn this new song, and they go off and they spend an hour or two, come back out of the room and say, hey, I'm done with guitar. Like, I tried to do the song and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work.
That's right. Yeah.
And as the parent or the loved one speaking to this, what would our response to them be? It would be, whoa, 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 like, hold on, you're
Yeah.
not going to get it right the first time.
Right.
You need to practice. You
Right.
need to work up to it.
Okay.
So my response to you would be, would we like to see somebody, lifting weights 3-4 times a week? And again, it depends on their age, is how I break it down for them, how much they
Right.
should be weight training, how much they should
Okay.
be doing cardiovascular. But
Okay.
again, I don't want to overwhelm people. So we start out just really slow, doing what you can do.
Yeah.
And we say baby steps. Hey, this week, if you've never worked out ever, let's try and get maybe one this week.
Yeah.
And let's be happy with that, because we'll see that as a success,
Mhm.
rather than I'm going to try to do 5 days this week, and then
Right.
maybe you get one and you see it as a failure.
Right.
So as you say, like changing the whole mentality when it comes to um, your health and lifestyle, right? It's not all out. We're in it for the long haul, baby steps, and
Yeah.
work on the habits to work up to that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Even the last I guess week and a bit, we've been doing this boss up. And this week we're incorporating however many you can, but try to do 3 days of physical movement. And that can be walking the dog. That can be, 20 minutes of, yoga, right? But it's trying to get movement into their lifestyle and learning how to plan those times. Now there's people that are beyond that, but for the people that are really having, struggling just getting themselves going, we at least start with that 2 3 days 20 minutes minimum walk.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Completely agree with it. And that is sort of like the whole, premise basis of my programming too, is that it's incremental improvements.
Okay.
Let's start with where you're at, and then just a little bit and a little bit. Doesn't matter what Joe Blow down the
Yeah.
corner is doing. You do you.
Yeah.
And
And wherever, and if you're ready here, then you start from here, right? And if you're here,
absolutely.
yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So is there a me like do you go into health, nutrition with this program as well?
I do have a nutrition program, and I've actually just revamped it in the last little while. Truthfully, looking back, at the women that I've dealt with, and I
Mhm.
might be giving you a little more information than you want here, so I'll probably put it in a nutshell. It always came back to the habits.
Okay.
I could have women come in and I give them this wonderful meal plan,
Mhm.
and honestly, I could have somebody, and an example of a client of mine, she said she threw it in the door, and the next weekend that we met, she brought it back and it was completely, she hadn't even opened it.
Okay.
She's like, oh, I'm just so busy,
Yeah.
I just didn't do it, and another week later she still hadn't done it. So getting back to what we just discussed,
Mhm.
all of a sudden now you have a meal plan. Now you have breakfast, you have a snack, you have
Yeah.
an afternoon snack, you have a supper. Now you got to go shopping. You're not even used to having groceries in the fridge,
Yeah.
and now it's just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
So what I've done is that we've just slowed it right down,
Mhm.
and essentially we're just starting with a habit, just off the top. And for some people that might be a little slow. It
Mhm.
may seem a little slow, but I say, I promise you, we're going to get to all the nutrition topics that you want to cover. We cover lifestyle things like
Yeah.
sleep and stress and how that's going to affect
Yeah.
everything. But we build a foundation and then build up from there.
Nice. Yeah. No, I like that. And then I guess with the lean and less, do you provide them with examples of, what to do at home?
Uh-huh. Yes, I do. They
Okay.
actually it's loaded, it's all video based.
Okay.
So it's me instructing them on how to do, in this workout, we're going to be doing this, 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 and this. So here's me, click play. Here's me demoing how to do the move. And this is me demoing how to actually pick the weight that you would need, because quite often women don't lift heavy enough. So it's showing them how to determine what weight would be heavy enough
Right.
for the program. And
Okay.
then, yes, they essentially, in the end, it works out to 40 workouts with me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I show them how to incrementally improve, and they have the video. So I do the workout right alongside with them,
Yeah.
showing them how to lift the weights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
all done right here.
what kind of equipment would they need to start this program?
Absolutely. That's one of the items that they get, is kind of a quick start guide. So basically, right from women who have no clue, like, what should I have? Okay, I decided
Mhm.
I want to work out at home, but what do I need? Like, I have no clue. So I give them a quick start guide, and it runs through the different pictures. So they need some dumbbells, for example. It would help to have your phone, because we like to time ourselves.
Okay.
And it runs right through everything from maybe a full length mirror, and
Okay.
some lifting gloves. And so I put a little uh, link on there to show them where if they want to go buy it online, boop, they can go and buy it online.
Yeah.
So, but most of the items they have at home. You got some dusty old dumbbells in the corner. You just dust them off, pull them out. We probably need maybe varying weights along the way, but you don't need, the hack squat or anything like that off the top. Eventually, maybe that's something you want to invest in,
Mm-hmm.
but very basic right off the top.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's exactly kind of what we've been doing this last week and a half. I love that whole, go at your own pace, make it doable, make it about your whole lifestyle, because I think that, like, I'm kind of done with the fads, right? I'm all for a cleanse. I really love to do a quick cleanse to reboot my body. I'm very
Absolutely.
pro a quick cleanse, 2-3 days, getting healthy stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then after that, it's about just taking away some bad stuff and bringing in the healthy stuff, that fuel. And then when you start feeling that energy, when you start feeling those results, when you start seeing those results, you almost push yourself naturally to go further and
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The main premise of what I put out to my people is it's not what you have to take away
Mhm.
from what you eat, it's what you need to add in. And when you start to add in that good
Agree.
stuff, your body doesn't really want that other stuff so much. And then kind of there's not enough room left because you're bringing in all the good stuff. So
Yeah.
that helps to change the mentality too, where all the stuff is going away. No, actually, you're going to bring in all those wonderful stuff to eat.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I love that. Okay, well, stay on. I'm going to close up and say goodbye to everybody, but stay on because I want to keep picking your brain. So if anybody, below this email is going to be a link to your business, as well as Lean and Less, your program. And you now have met Renee, so you know who you will be seeing and who's going to be leading you through this. And yeah, thank you so much.
And well, thank you so much for having me. I so love to talk, as you can probably tell. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and connecting with you again, Dolly.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
You bet.